Let me tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm giving all my love to you. I'm giving all my love to you.
Welcome to Saving Us for this week's episode. I am Deetra, your host, and this is my handsome co-host, and his name is
Michael.
Michael, also known as Pastor Mike, Big Mac. He don't like that,
Big Mac.
but you know, we tell our age. He's Big Mac. And today,
big like this.
our topic is setting healthy boundaries, but our first segment is something new. So, sir, what have you tried new?
What have I tried new? I've taken some life coaching classes. So I already have my 101 certificate. I'm working on my 102 certificate. So this year I will also have a life coaching degree.
A licensure.
Won't be a degree. It'll be a license.
Coaching.
Life coaching license.
All right.
So yeah, there you go.
I think this is so interesting because on the same day I had coaching classes through my employment. I came home, was telling sir about it, and he says, "Oh, I was doing the same thing online." Like, how were you introduced to it? Because that's not something I think you would look up on your own.
Yeah, I didn't look it up. Actually, so we have a counselor at church.
Yeah.
And she is accredited through AACC. I can't remember it off the top of my head. But anyway, with her accreditation, we were just discussing it one day. And a few years ago, in addition to therapy and counseling, added life coaching. And it was based on a lot of people who wanted it. It wasn't something they thought, let's do that. People just were like, because therapy is more addressing a hurt, and healing you from the past. Life coaching is that, it's not healing from the past. It's about setting up your future. What do you want to do with your life? Reaching your goals, that kind of thing. Coaching. And so a lot of people were wanting that. So they set up a whole program of, like 100 hours. You have to go through all these hours of, training. And so I, and she said, you ought to look at that because I don't want to do therapy.
Yes.
I do spiritual counseling, as a pastor, but I'm not interested in doing therapy, as you know.
All of us were very surprised you were going into life coaching. Like, what?
Yeah, right. Because you thought it was like therapy, but it's really not. If you take the classes, they make a big distinction on the difference in therapy and the difference in coaching, as I just said. So anyway, yes. That's how I got into it.
Okay, so that's something new for you. What is something that I tried new this week? My new perspective is celebrate now.
Oh.
Celebrate now, even before things are completely, totally done. It's okay to celebrate before it's completely finished.
Now that's interesting also,
Why?
That's
Why?
a good perspective.
Please explain.
Because I don't think you've had that perspective for quite a while.
I said it's something new.
It is something new. Yeah, that's right. It's something new. So, yeah, just interesting. It's interesting. But that's good. It's good interesting. I'm very happy that you have that perspective.
Yes, it's okay to celebrate now.
Yeah.
All right. So, our today's topic is setting healthy boundaries. We're going to talk about boundaries with technology. Now, everything in life is technical, if you ask me. It seems like everything in life is technology or technical. And for those of us who are not tech savvy, sometimes it's frustrating. Just because, I'm just talking about computers and the internet. It gets on my nerves a lot. Because things don't work the way I think they should. So all of you who have websites, make them for dummies. One click so you can go where you want to go. I do not understand why you have to keep clicking to find simple things.
Well, yeah.
Addresses to your location. Why can't I find an address on your website? This is frustrating. Why can't I find a telephone number on your website? Make it for people over 45,
yeah,
please.
Because people don't call.
But you should.
I'm not saying
because you cannot get good answers just typing a lot of times.
Yeah, which we can talk about. We'll talk about it here, but that's true. Yeah, because They don't know. Yes, I've had some frustrating chats.
Yeah, some frustrating
with
chats,
different-
yes, with the bots. Because you don't know if you're talking to a person, chatting with a person.
Yeah, even when I've
Or
been chatting
AI.
with a person,
It's still-
the bot is frustrating because it does not know what you want.
Right.
But anyway, yeah.
It'll bring up topics, though.
I
It's like,
see.
no, that's not what I asked.
Right.
You're no help. I hate it. But anyway, okay.
Yes.
How does technology affect relationships?
Yeah.
Now we're focusing on marital, couple, romantic relationships, but how they
I
can
guess it
affect
could,
any
yeah, it
relationship,
could,
really.
Yeah, affect any. Yeah, best friends.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff as well. But
What impact does it have?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
what impact does technology have on our relationship? What about our relationship? What impact does technology have on you and I?
I think it helps us not to kill each other. It distracts us.
Well, how? Okay, because I was gonna say how is to do that. You look it up, how not to kill.
I think it helps us to get some endorphins going. You know.
Okay, helps you think.
No, just it helps you medicate.
Oh, Lord. Well, that's the cons. So we're not into the cons.
That's not a con. That's a pro.
Oh, that's a pro. I don't know if medicating is a pro, but yeah.
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 Sends off those endorphins. So you're like, yeah, everything's fine. See, I just won.
Oh, she still
Playing
plays.
games.
She still plays solitaire.
On my phone
so
every day,
that's-
almost every day.
That was like the first game on the phone.
That's the only game I have on there.
That's the first,
Solitaire.
when phones came out, that was like the first game on the phone.
Hey, listen.
You,
I used to sit up and watch my grandmother play solitaire in her bed almost every night. She would sit up and play. It was relaxing.
so,
I like it.
yeah, every time we drive somewhere, you play us out. I mean, we go on a trip. You know, you always solitaire. Okay.
Technology's
Yeah,
working.
that's true. Well, what cons are there to technology? The negative impacts of technology on a relationship.
I
right,
think you can be
or-
a time waster. Because when you this is me.
Well,
This
we
is
are-
me.
This ain't you.
When
Everybody.
The bathroom is my sanctuary.
Oh, Lord.
So I get up in the
You give
morning
personal information
and I
out.
just sit and then you start scrolling. And then 20 minutes have passed.
That's
You
all
have
of
not
us.
done anything else. So I'm like, okay, put it down.
Yeah.
It can be a time waster for
Yeah.
sure.
So that could be time you could be spending with your honey bun.
You could just be doing what you're supposed to do.
Right. Right. But
be.
we're talking about how does it affect your relationship. Mm-hmm. You know.
But it would cause less frustration overall if you
Yeah.
didn't waste time. If you just got done what you,
Uh,
it would help you to be
yeah.
a better person mentally,
Yeah.
less frustrated, help you be nicer to your partner, to those who live with you.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true.
It's true.
Yeah. Well, that's true. And it also could be, that's the same thing, distracting, you know. But you mentioned something we were talking earlier about there could be a deeper issue. You know, you're always spending time on technology instead of talking, spending time.
You're
You
trying
know.
to avoid your partner.
You're trying to avoidance. So there could be something deeper there,
Of course.
you know, that you're looking at and spending all this time on technology.
Yeah.
So instead of addressing the issue, you're medicating.
That's what I said.
But I'm saying that you should be addressing the issue.
Yes, you should be.
Right.
You should
Until you
be.
can, you got to medicate. Yeah.
And then you can compare it with other things. Like, if you have a phone, you're going to pay that phone bill anyway. So is it better to do that instead of go shopping? That's how some people medicate. Is it better to do that
Well,
than,
I guess it's true.
you know, go out to eat?
I don't know, but okay.
You know, you don't know about that one.
No.
You know,
But yeah, money wise, yes.
money wise
That's true.
is
That
good.
true.
I think what's a better alternative? You could you could talk, you could face whatever the issue is,
Yes.
or you could go for a walk, something like that. That's
Yes,
always a good thing.
we did that the other day.
We did.
Yeah.
I'm proud of
At
you.
at your behest.
I'm proud of you. You actually said yes.
Yes.
That's because I wanted you to do two things though, so you picked one.
Oh, what was the other?
What was the other thing? I remember I did want you to do something, two things that day. Was that when I went to I went up to Indy for something?
Might have been. Yeah.
So we went walking early in the day so you wouldn't have to go
Yes, exactly.
later. Yeah.
There you go.
Yep. That's what I thought. But it was okay. It was okay.
Yeah. What was I going to say? So you were talking about a distraction of it could be a distraction or an avoidance of a deeper issue. So instead of, talking out the issue or facing the issue, you're on technology. But you were talking about, but when you, like if you're looking at technology, you might compare yourself to what you see on there.
Couples or whatever.
Yeah, like if you're
whatever you see
watching a couples podcast or,
So I think this. I know this is true for me, but this is true for anything with me. If I watch a lot of TV shows, movies, I am very affected by any entertainment, arts, whatever.
Because you're a creative person.
Yeah. So if I'm watching technology, I like cleaning. He would say I like cleaning. I don't really like cleaning. I just don't like to live in a nasty house.
Well, okay.
I don't really like cleaning, but I don't want to be dirty. But there are some people online. I mean, they just take it too far with the cleaning. I mean, there's this one man, and he's a man. I was like, he ain't never gonna get married. That brother, he like takes the handles off of the oven and boils them in water.
I was about to say
water.
you probably. But no,
And
you
then
don't go that
I
far.
take them off and
I
wash
know,
them down,
but-
but he boils them in hot water. He has like this whole mixture of cinnamon and lemon and whatever, and then he boils it on the stove so the house will smell good. He cleans the sink drain. Listen, that makes me feel bad. I'm not doing that on a
Why?
regular basis.
It should make you feel bad. Let me tell you something about
on
this
a
man.
regular basis.
Let me tell you something about this. I've never seen this man before. I never heard of him.
And he's
in his
young.
life.
He looks young. The guy
Now,
looks young.
I want to say
Like
this.
30 maybe.
I am very sensitive to, we have Healthy Mind, Healthy Life. We have a summit that our church hosts. So, I'm all about it's okay not to be okay, but it's not okay to stay there. I'm all about mental health issues and all that. So I'm not making fun. He got some mental health problems.
I think so.
I'm
I
just trying-
think he
I'm
got
just trying to
OCD
tell
for
you.
real. I'm seriously because
he got
it's
some
just
issues.
it's a little too much.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody could keep up
Well,
keep up with that. You're like, man, because he's not gonna tolerate a regular clean.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like, no, you got to do this, and this.
No,
I'm
he,
like,
he live in a different place.
I can't.
He lives in too much reveal, as the Holy Ghost enforcers would say. He live in too much reveal.
And
But
then
anyway.
there's this other lady. She does cleaning too, and she does like body care stuff, like right, like she. Yeah, but anyway, so she has her makeup trays and stuff, and she take everything out and wipe it off. Now you listen, how often she's doing that, I don't know. I mean,
Right.
because it's just online.
Yeah, she
Now,
could
it
just
could be every
doing it
3
for her.
months. I don't know, but and then she has her kids pull out the. But I've had you do that too. But where you pull out the refrigerator and pull
Lord.
out,
Yeah.
pull out
Which
the
is- that's
stove.
good, yeah.
I mean, but if you watch it online, it can make you think that that's happening every week or every couple of
Right.
weeks.
I see.
Probably
And you
is
compare
not.
yourself
Yes,
to that.
and you're comparing yourself to that, and then you're stressing yourself out because you got all the. This woman might not go to work outside of the home. If you're working outside of the home, I guarantee you won't have energy to do that
Right.
on a regular basis. Now, when I wasn't working outside of the home, I did that kind of stuff more regularly. But I just think if you don't have life experience behind you, you can get caught up into this is what I should be doing. Depending on your personality, to live up to whatever standard. This is how it should be,
Right.
which is so not true.
Right. Well, yeah, and as it relates to relationships, you could be looking at other podcast or shows or whatever. YouTube show.
Oh yeah.
Any show on TV and compare yourself to
And
that.
compare yourself. And for all this is Christian, every Christian podcast, all the Christians out there. No, so this is something that I deal with sometimes though. I've been saved forever. I'm old, so that's why I can say forever. But then comparing yourself to what you think you should have because you are a Christian, because I don't know, because we get some pride in ourselves saying I've earned this because I've been walking with God this long.
Right.
So I should have thus and so, or my life should look like this. And then you're watching things online people's lives and they are not living up to what you think they should
They
live
should
up.
be doing. Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
they're not living the
I-
type
I-
of lifestyle you think is right, or you know how you think they should be living. You don't know these people, but it can cause you some dissatisfaction with yourself and even questioning with God. You know, to say, now how come if Psalm already told you, and Proverbs say don't do that. That's stupid. That's not wise. But because we're in the technology more than in the word, we get off balance. You know, we just get off balance and get frustrated needlessly with life. Just live your life. What's
Right. That's a
Ecclesiastes say? Honor the Lord. Enjoy your work
Yeah.
that God's giving you to do. Celebrate.
Celebrate. That's right.
Those are the only things that matter.
Right.
Honor God, enjoy what you do for a living, and celebrate things in life. Have a good time.
Yeah.
That's all that
That
matters.
should be the base.
Mhm,
Yeah.
That's it.
What if that was the base for relationships too? We
That
have
would
so many
we make it
expectations
too hard, right?
Yeah.
We make it too hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in your relationships, the goal should be to honor the Lord, you know, and what we do. Do what we love to do, you know, not just with each other, but something that brings you satisfaction, because you'll be your happiest, most developed self in your relationship, right? And then celebrate your wins. Celebrate your growth.
Yeah, that is true. That is
Bring
true.
you closer together.
I think another negative connotation is, I mean, I was thinking about the difference in how technology affects us at our age and how technology affects younger couples. You know, and so I think for you and I, we consume technology, but I know for you, you do not post a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll post positive things. You know, I have my Pastor Mike 129 page and all that,
Yeah.
and some, you know, funny stuff just because I like funny stuff or whatever, but not personal stuff,
Right.
like about what's happening.
Right.
And I think that sometimes younger couples,
They'll put personal things, and some older people too.
well, yeah, older people
They'll
too.
put
yeah.
all their business out there. And no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it, because then you get people's opinions, and I'm too sensitive. You know.
No, yeah.
Because if you put yourself out publicly, you should expect to get public answers.
Right,
You
right,
know,
yeah.
don't put yourself out there if you don't expect stuff to come back to you.
Right.
So that's why I don't, because I am very, very sensitive. When technology first came out and we first got Facebook, you know, you post stuff. This is me. I'm going back. Oh, how many people liked it? How many people looked
Yeah.
at it? And then I realized, that's
Yeah.
not good.
Right.
That's too important to me. So I just
Oh,
don't
okay.
do it.
Yeah.
I
right.
don't do it.
Right. I see. Yeah, because you could end up using Instagram and Facebook or whatever as your therapist. You know, for your relationship, which is not good. You're listening to people's comments and all that. I mean, it used to be you just talk to your friends,
Right.
which wasn't the best either sometimes. Well, sometimes it's good.
Well, how about just talking to people face to face?
Yeah.
Have friends.
Yeah,
Get together
That's better.
with friends. Be in community and for real. Touch the people.
Yeah.
Talk to them. Get their feedback. Because if you're on technology, that means you're probably not in close relationship with them.
Right, yeah.
Probably.
Who knows who can
And so,
comment.
Yeah, and so even if you know them, they're acquaintances, even if they're family, but you're not around them or with them, yeah, they know one part of you,
Yeah,
you know,
they
if
don't
they're
know
a
your
cousin or
situation.
whatever.
Yeah.
But if you're not with them, they don't know what's going on, you know. So why would you subject yourself to that?
Right. Good point.
And then too, I have heard of couples who have, of course, they have phones. And then one couple will not let one person will not let the other person have their phone.
I've yeah, like your
Like it's a secret.
yeah, the passcode, you know,
Yeah.
to your phone and all that.
What the world is that? How you gonna be with
never
somebody
understood either.
and be like, "Why you got my phone? What are you doing?"
You say you
If
don't
you
know for
got
that.
to check a phone, you don't need to be there.
Right. Yeah.
If you feel compelled to check, or if you feel compelled to not give a person your password, or you know, if they need to
Yeah.
look something up, you can't just hand your phone. Like if one person's driving, you know,
Right,
and
right,
the-
yeah.
and your phone is right there, you know, for whatever reason, they have to use your phone to look up something. If that's not comfortable,
Right.
y'all don't need to be together.
That use it all the way to y'all don't need to be together.
No, because
Yeah.
there's no trust there.
Yeah.
There's no trust.
Yeah. Or at least you need to work on that.
He's positive.
He's like, y'all need to do this. Get out the car. Stop right now. Get out. Yeah. No, that's a good point though. That's a good point.
Yeah.
So what are some positive things, man?
I think having technology can be so positive, especially if you are in a long distance relationship.
Yeah.
Married or not, like if you're working out of town, whatever, because you can talk, you can use your Teams or Zoom or whatever, and FaceTime, whatever, and talk to each other. So that's a positive. If you're a parent and your child is away from you, you can keep tabs on them. Share my location.
Yeah.
See where they are.
Yeah. Keep tabs sounds negative, but.
No, I want to see where they are. That's keeping tabs.
Yeah, it is. That is true.
It is. I want to see where you are. Make sure you're all right.
Yeah.
Anybody 22 or younger, know this about your parents. They want you to be home when they go to bed. So they don't have to wonder where you are.
If you're living with them.
If you live with them.
Even though you are grown.
If y'all live in the same house.
Doesn't matter.
So even if you're not going to be home, call them or text them. Let them know what time you think you'll be home, or if you're not coming home.
Right.
Just so they don't have to worry. And share your location. Be honest. Be open. Yeah. Well, you said something.
Not with it. We do.
Yeah.
Well, we do. And I'm very surprised that at least a couple of our kids do share their location.
But for me, they do turn it off, though, on me.
They turn it off.
Sometimes they turn it off because I can't see where they are. Well, so they turn it off.
Well, they might go to the movie or something.
Or something. That's the thing. They out there doing or something.
I can't imagine what they would be doing.
Oh my God.
Or where they would be.
I can't. Okay.
So it makes more accessible. More accessibility, right? And like you said, if you're in, because I know it's been good for us in cases where, like I mentioned, you went to Nashville, you were down there for a little while, but we could talk, or MFI, Pastors Conference, or when I went to the Philippines and you didn't, that's definitely long distance. So, so that it could be positive. So it gets a bad rap, technology. Because because of the people. Really, it's not the technology that's the issue. It's who's using it.
Well, do you think technology makes us lazy?
Well,
does it make us lazy in relationships?
I think that. So my opinion is, if you want a short answer,
yes,
I would say no.
Okay.
But here's why. I'm not saying that people aren't lazy. I'm saying the question is, does technology make us lazy? I think people allow it to make them lazy. I don't think technology makes you lazy. I think technology is there. So it's up to you whether you want to be lazy or not.
Well, it's easier to be lazy.
It's easier to be lazy, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but I just don't think it makes you lazy. Now there might be semantics.
I got you.
That might be semantics, but yes. But if you're asking, is it easier than to be lazy? For sure. Yeah, I think it is easier to be lazy. In your we've seen that. Everybody knows that when phones and texting first became popular, we'd be in the same house. Now we lived in a pretty sizable house.
Yes.
Before we moved into this house, there were 5 of us in the house, and it was like I won't say how many square feet, but it was very sizable, and it was, and I don't even think it's because there was so much square footage. It was because this could happen in any apartment. Is we would text each other. Somebody's upstairs, somebody's downstairs, and you just text and have a whole conversation. Instead of talking. So yes, it's easier to be lazy.
Yes. For the record, I don't like that.
You don't like that?
You know why? Because my sound is always off on my phone.
So
I don't see that you text. Right. And then you're like, you didn't get my text?
Exactly.
No, because I'm not looking at my phone all the time.
I know what you hear.
No, I don't, because the sound is off.
Well, you got to think where the buzz is.
No. That gets on my nerves. You know why? Because it's
fair.
Because I'm doing something, and then the buzz it distracts you. So you're always looking
back to the cons.
Looking at the phone. So I turn it off, and then too when I turn it on, I forget to turn it off, and then I'm in church, and sounds happen. during the service. I was like, I forgot to turn my phone
Well,
off.
you're the pastor, so you can do that.
So that's not a good thing.
That's not
But
a good thing.
yeah, so if you're in the same house, just yell. Be like, dang, what you doing? I'd much rather that happen than
Yeah.
you be mad because I didn't look at a text.
Well,
Because I don't really understand it.
well, so another positive part, this relates to what you're saying. Positive part of technology is just like when you're away from each other, you can FaceTime, you can keep in touch, you're more accessible. It used to be, if I went to work or if you went to work and I knew where your lunchbox was, I could write you a little note. Have a good day, think about you, love you, whatever, and put it in your lunchbox. And then you see it later, be like, oh, send a note. And now, you can text. It's more accessible. It goes back to being more accessible.
Yeah.
But if I wanted,
Send a note.
send a note,
You
cheer
can
you
do
up.
that.
Yeah, you could do that. And so that could be a positive thing. But if you don't have your sound on, you won't even know the positivity that's coming.
But I'll see it eventually.
You will. That's right. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you will. Yeah, sooner or later.
Eventually, just not at the time, probably.
Yeah,
it was
maybe,
sent.
maybe not. Yeah, and it will accomplish its purpose.
Yes.
Yeah. So how can we make technology a positive force? Because we said there's a lot of cons. There are certainly a lot of cons, and they're all real. But there's a few pros.
I think you could spread positivity like you do on your influence page.
No. Influence page.
Just
Yeah.
be a person who spreads positivity and puts it out there because there's so much negative. There is
Yeah.
so much negative. I'm a person who I lean toward melancholic personality, and so it's very important for me to seek positive things consistently. And so I said to myself last week, about a week ago, I said, I am purposely going to seek out positive things, just funny things, or, not just, you can do it, but just lighthearted
Yeah.
things. Do you know how difficult that is on technology?
Really?
It is very, very difficult. Stuff that people would even call funny is people hurting themselves.
Right, yeah,
They're
yeah.
falling down.
Yeah.
They're embarrassing themselves.
Epic fails.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, people laugh at it, but is it positive?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Just it's really hard to find things that are just positive. Even for me, I like history things, but if you look at a lot of Black history stuff, and really just history in general stuff, people come through terrible circumstances.
Right.
I mean, they overcome, but there's still a lot of negative associated with it.
Right.
So it's really difficult. It's really difficult to find just purely positive things
Right. So that's
in the world.
So that could be, it's like what you said. That could be a niche, not necessarily a niche, but it could be something you could add to just put out positive, even funny,
Just
positive things.
Yeah. I think that's why some people are so like I'm a fan of Tabitha Brown, but I think that's why she's real popular. I mean, as far as I know, she only puts out just positive stuff.
Right.
Just
Yeah.
well, it tickled me. I was like, this woman is so popular, and she goes, "Good morning. How you doing? You're gonna be great today," and like has 1 million views. Like, this is amazing, and I think that's why, because it's so easy to find negative,
Right.
so that when you are just positive, it stands out,
Right.
and because people need it.
Yeah.
People need it a lot.
Yeah. So along those lines, putting out positive things is obviously something where you can make technology positive, and that flows over to your relationship. I was thinking about, the best thing to do, I think, for your relationship is to spend time, talk together, quality time, all of those things, right? But if you're going to look at technology, or if you're going to use technology, one of the ways is you can have time where you use it together. I'm saying, like, going to a movie, you're not talking to each other during the movie, so you're not communicating.
Right.
But the positive part of it is you do that together. You can talk about it later, but you're doing it together. So I'm saying you could do technology that way as well. When you go down the rabbit hole on your YouTube Reels or your Instagram Reels or whatever, maybe sometimes you could kind of even do that together.
Yeah.
You know, if you're in the same room and, you know, say, look at this, and then you kind of do it together. I was just trying to think of things, you know, ways to
Yeah, sure.
make the technology positive.
Make it work for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So it can be positive.
It can be.
But it's so really, it really boils down to, but it at the foundation of all of this, it really is about the people who are
Yeah.
in the relationship.
Yeah.
You know, you can find ways to make it positive.
Right.
You don't have to just be a victim of technology.
Exactly. For
Right.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's good. Okay. Well, that's good. All right. So can we be productive without technology?
What do you mean by productive?
That's I don't know. It's a good question.
Can you?
Be productive without technology?
No technology. Not there. Nothing.
Yeah.
You
no.
have to use tools and your body.
You mean
No clicking at all.
You mean like I did before the year 2000? The 30 years that I lived before 2000?
Before the year 2000. Do you think you can do that same thing
Today?
if you
I
had
could.
to have landlines
Yeah, I could be.
and be productive?
Yeah, I
guess
could.
well, it's still technology. I mean, what would you do? You would. Well, no, I guess you could handwrite everything. Because
Yeah.
I was thinking a typewriter, but you could handwrite
Yeah,
it.
you can handwrite it out. That's how I started out.
That's true.
I had to open up the Bible, look at Acts
You
chapter
actually had to
16,
turn
then
pages.
write it down. Yeah.
And you had to have a
what's he
different
saying?
Bible dictionary and concordance,
Right,
and
you
not
had to
just
have a
have it
book.
all on
Yes. I
online.
had a book that was a concordance and a book that was a Bible dictionary and a Bible.
And you had to go back and forth, back and forth. I mean, it's so much easier.
Yeah, it is. It's
so
easier.
much easier.
It's kind of like, why
research
would you if you
Well, yeah.
if you're disciplined? See, you just have
You
to
have to
be.
be
You have to be
disciplined.
disciplined.
You do.
You know, because I'll go to look for something and I'll, you know, watch a sermon by somebody,
Right.
you know, and then all of a sudden now I'm watching another video.
But really though, with that, like sermons, if we are supposed to be dependent upon the Word of God and the Holy Spirit, right, to get revelation. And to do research. I mean, you know, and to do secular research, you use your own brain, right?
Right.
But it's so easy to get online and watch somebody else and get their opinion about it. And I wonder how much that influences you.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Instead of just reading the word
Right.
and say, okay, Holy Spirit, tell me, you know,
Right.
how does this go? Or with homework, you know, just doing the study, but not depending on other people's research so heavily,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
to get insight. I think if we would do that, oh gosh, we would be like George Washington Carver, who just made all of those inventions out of the nuts, peanut, and out of the sweet potato, because he spent time without technology, just time in nature,
Right.
time with plants, time consulting the Holy Spirit. God, what does this do? Mm-hmm. How can, you know, what did you make inside of this little thing when you made it?
Right.
How much more we could develop and invent. Actually, we're not inventing because God already had it, but how much we can explore and discover.
Right. So what do you think about fasting from technology then?
I think fasting is a good idea. And how long are you thinking?
Well, that is the big question. I mean, how long can people fast before they go crazy?
Right.
You know.
And do you think you could be
have
productive if you fast from technology?
Well, like you said, what do you mean by productive?
Yeah, what do you mean by productive? I think you could be productive, but if we're talking about just fasting for the sake of a relationship,
Right.
I think it's a good idea to fast if you have a certain time and you replace that time that you would be on technology with how you're
something.
going to, what activities to do to help you grow closer together in your relationship. So I think that would be good if you're going to fast from technology. Like if you go on a trip somewhere
Right.
and you're going to be gone for a few days, it would be good to fast from technology while you're gone. Unless you have to check in, you know, if your children are with,
Right. So
with a
you-
relative
yeah.
or something, and you have to check in on them. But other than that, put your phone down, turn it off,
Right. Right.
and then decide how you and your partner are going to spend time getting to know each other, developing relationship, doing whatever,
Right.
getting closer.
So it might not be that you have to leave your phone at home, right? Because if you want to check in with your kids, or every once in a while you might want to check in with something, but you have to be disciplined.
You do.
So really what it's more about, it's not as much about the technology as it is about you, as about the people
Being
in the
disciplined.
relationship, being disciplined. So you can take it. So, like for example, we went to where was that place we went to in the Caribbean? Saint something.
We went to St. Croix.
St. Croix, and so like that's a good example. So we went to St. Croix. One of the things you could do if you go to a place like that. So a lot of that was we'd spend on the beach or walking, and so you could take your phone with you so we can check in with the kids, but just leave it in the room when you go out to the beach, or something like that.
Yeah, sure.
So you just have to think ahead.
Think ahead.
Yeah.
Yes, plan.
Planning.
Planning is always a good thing.
Yeah, planning is a good thing. That's good.
Yeah, so I think that's good, and I think you should evaluate why, if it's hard for you to fast from technology, what is making it hard? What do you feel like you're missing?
Yeah.
If you're away from technology,
that's a good question.
Even especially if it's just over a weekend, or 4 or 5 days, what do you think you're going to miss? Because I promise, if the world comes to an end, you will know wherever
Right.
you are on the planet. You're going to know what happened.
Yeah, you don't have to look at technology.
And if you leave, if you do have like a sick family member, whatever, you can leave a phone number to the hotel or whatever for emergencies.
Yeah.
So
like
if
you used
an
to do.
emergency happens, somebody can get in touch with you.
Right.
So if you put those things in place, what do you feel like you're going to miss?
Yeah. So, can you be productive without technology? Yeah, that's a good question. You was talking about, like what I do, write sermons and, messages and all that. Can you do that?
Can you be productive without technology?
Well, yeah, you mean like I used to before the year 2000, 30 years before 2000. Yeah, you had to have a Bible and a concordance and a Bible dictionary.
Maybe some maps. I was looking at a map this morning.
Some maps. So you had to write it
Yes.
down.
So, okay, this is off topic. But I was reading in Genesis this morning. And
Church
so
lady.
Abram was first called a Hebrew. I think it was Genesis 14, I believe.
Sounds right. Yeah.
Why? Why was he called a Hebrew?
Coffee.
No. No, but all that means is that he was a foreigner. So they referred to him Abram the Hebrew. He wasn't from here.
Oh, okay.
We made it a whole big thing.
Right,
That's all it meant.
he's not.
He
from
was
here.
he was a guy from the other side of the river. That's all it meant. He was a foreigner,
So-
not one of us.
Wow, that's interesting.
Isn't that interesting?
That's So that's that's
That wasn't on technology, but I
No.
didn't know. But I did use technology
Wow, to
because
find
I
that
looked it up.
there you go.
I did.
So
look
what
it
would
up.
you do without technology?
Well, so what would I have done? Well, I would have found the concordance that's on paper because I looked it up in a concordance online, but I would have had to
To find the
find
paper.
it in the paper one.
Well, that's good. So it can be positive. It's
Yeah.
just it really is back to the people who use it, and how you
Yeah,
use it.
how you use it.
So that's good. Okay. All
Very
right.
good. All right, we moving on
Yeah.
to accountability.
You asking
Are
me?
you happy?
Uh-huh.
All right. How are you doing with your weight loss accountability,
Oh, Lord,
sir?
let's not talk about it.
What
No,
you think?
but it's I've been
So wait, okay. Do you think if you never lost another pound, can you be happy?
I could be happy, yeah. Because the reason I want to lose weight is not to have a beach body. I mean, that would be nice, but it's to be healthy. Because to me, what I found out at my age is being healthy is so much more pleasant than not being healthy.
That's true. That is true.
when you when you get up off the couch and stuff ain't
And you're like,
crooked and
ow!
cracking. Yes. And I also found this out the last time I was in the Philippines.
Yes.
We had to walk a long way. We had to walk up the side of a mountain. It was like more like a hill, so it was like an incline.
Like when we went to Job's.
Yeah, like we
like
went to
that.
Job's, exactly. But it was like for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And then we had to cross 4 rivers.
You did that good Stairmaster.
It was a
45 minutes.
Stairmaster, exactly. It was like a Stairmaster for 45 minutes. And it was raining.
And it was raining.
But I was able to make it.
Yeah.
And it felt really good. I didn't, tell everybody that, but inside I was like, man, this is good. I made it all the way up here. I'm not huffing and puffing, and I was able to do that with all the young guys, guys and girls who was, they was all young, yeah. But
Except for Pastor Abigail, when she said,
Yeah. She
Pastor
rode a
Mike, you can
motorcycle.
go. Oh, what did you tell me? You said you'll be. She said you'll be all right.
Yep. She got on a motorcycle. Somebody took her on a motorcycle. She was like, "You be all right." But she was having some issues, some physical issues or something. So they took her on a motorcycle. So, but anyway, so my point to that is, yeah, it's I could be because of the reason that I want to lose even more weight and be even more healthier.
Just to be more agile.
Yeah, and also I'm on a couple, what is it, blood pressure and cholesterol medicine.
Oh yeah,
like a million other
people,
men, people. I don't want to be on no medicine.
Right.
So that's my goal. So because of those goals, I could be. But my accountability is one of the things that I am happy about is I have been up and down, but I've been more consistent. I go to the gym at least 4 days a week, most weeks 5 days. And I've been eating better, making a lot of sauteed vegetables and those kind of things. But then I fall off, But before, what I would have done was, as soon as I fall off and, get some Chick-fil-A or whatever with my son and, or go to this party like we went to yesterday and eat all that stuff, I would just be like, forget it. This ain't going to work. But I haven't done that. I've got back up every time and I keep going. So I feel like I'm on a good journey. But I still want to lose my 20 pounds by the end of this season. So
all right, 20
we
pounds.
See.
All right, 20 pounds. All right.
Okay.
So you're going to lose 20 pounds, and I'm going to get my editing approved.
So your accountability is your editing. Yes, you're editing for your dissertation.
To be approved when my professor gets back in town.
Yes,
when school starts.
It's going to be approved. So
right.
Where you at with it? How much more
I'm
you got?
Working.
I'm
okay. Diligently working.
I mean, do you see light at the end of the tunnel?
Not yet.
You got to see the light. Look up and see the light.
It's still pretty dark.
Yeah.
It's still pretty dark.
Okay. All right.
So, with that positive note.
Yes.
It's next. So, what I'm doing for my positive notes, remembering that everything changes. Like Letticy said, everything changes.
Did
she did.
Oh, okay. All right, Letticy.
So give it time.
Okay.
Everything changes.
Give it time. Whatever you're going
positive
through.
Note.
Whatever you're going through, give it time.
Give it time.
Okay. All right, it'll work out. My positive note is the most basic thing. You've heard it a million times before, probably, no matter how old you are. Especially if you're young, though, it doesn't sink into you because you think you're vulnerable. But it's the most simple thing. Get enough sleep. Go to bed and get sleep. You would be surprised at how getting enough sleep helps you. And not just at an older age like we are, at a younger age, because getting enough sleep really helps you to think clearer and all those things that you know. But also, not getting enough sleep has been tied to anxiety and stress. I mean, with research, not just like I think I'm more stressful. No, they have, the studies have been done about this, and you just don't think as clearly when you don't get enough sleep. So get enough sleep. It will help you reach your purpose eventually.
I agree. And if you're female and you're menopausal, I recommend that you take vitamin E or menopausal not medication, but vitamins, supplements. That's the word, a supplement, menopausal supplements. And cut the sugar from your diet. It will help you a lot with sweating, hot flashes, night sweats, waking up in the middle of the night, all of that kind of stuff. You never feel me. Never feel me at night. I know it. You're the one who's sweaty and
But
yeah, that'll help you a lot. So those are the things I recommend for getting better sleep.
Well, that's good. All right. Positive note.
Right. Well, that's it for us. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching another episode of Saving Us. Remember to like and subscribe and ring the bell and recommend us to friends. Share this podcast with everybody you know. All right. See you next time. Bye.